people can sabotage themselves. Have you seen that happen before? Do you have friends that have, doesn't seem like you've done that because, but what is it like to watch somebody sabotage themselves? And do you have any wisdom that you could like share with the listeners on maybe how to be aware of that? Or, I mean, yeah.
How to not do that.
And cut.
Start by not doing that. No, I mean,
but where do you think it comes from? And like I'd like to dig into that a little bit because it's common.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I think it comes from insecurity. There's an instability and an insecurity and an uncertainty, and so there's fear ultimately. And so they start responding to fear by like using easy to go to solutions, which could be drugs. It could be externalizing your anger on other people and like being frustrated within yourself and then like projecting that on the
channeling
people.
That
and directing it at people,
and then you're just pushing people away and you're burning bridges, right?
And you're just kind of getting into your own echo chamber. And I've seen it happen with a few friends, and not naming names, but like my hope is that like just rectify the situation within yourself, to do the work, to like figure out what the fuck is going on and how did you create a parasitic version of yourself that conned you into doing some shit that derails you? Because it's all you. It's like there's no one on the outside that ultimately these people have everything afforded to them. They had like a modicum of success. People like them. They're on a path, and then they're just like they just go off the rails because they start that feedback loop. They get in that feedback loop. But really, it's just like going in yourself, analyzing what the fuck is going on, humility, and make sincere apologies and just be a better person. And people love to forgive people. Like people don't really understand that. But like you could fuck up somebody in some way or be hurtful to somebody, obviously, aside from like killing their family or something like that. But like, you can be hurtful to somebody, but when someone's sincere and they come at you personally, face to face, and
that humanity is kind of hard because I think they recognize they've done that to somebody or they've been, you know what I mean? We're all human.
Yeah,
so,
we're all human.
Right. Okay.
People love to forgive. I mean, some people are like, it's hard for them to forgive, but most people, if they're hit at the right angle and it's sincere, they want to forgive people.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because they want their life to feel, they don't want that burden anymore. Like, why do you want to be hanging on to like some memory, some asshole that like, that burns you every time you think their name, someone mentions their name or you think about them and you're like,
one of my favorite quotes is hate hurts the hater more than the hated.
100%. 100%. And, people can either fall for it, because they're insecure too and they think that directed animus is true about them, or they've got enough resilience where they're like, man, are you okay? Is the response.
Are you okay?
It's like, you fucking fuck whatever piece of shit. And you're just like, are you okay?
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
That's
Instead
funny.
of like, well, fuck you, back or whatever, because that's what they want, because like the parasite wants to be reinforced.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. I remember Russell Brand was saying, like, if you see a dude in like a yellow, shiny Ferrari, you got to come up to me like, are you okay? Like sometimes, because a lot of people are compensating sometimes, right? So,
Of course. But, also the great way to compensate is like, it's just like, if I see like some dude like, and they're kind of being whatever. And, and they're like in some whatever car that they're trying, I'll be like, I'll just compliment the car. I'll be like, I'll get into a conversation about the car and I'll be like, because like obviously they chose it for a reason. I mean, you see them like they happen to be wearing like a cool pair of shoes or whatever. You like make an entrance that way and it disarms them because everybody's a fucking nerd and you just got to find that nerd point, like you're like, oh, you're obviously love these types of coats or you obviously love hanging out in these types of venues, or ask them like, why do you like hanging out here? I noticed that you were doing this, like even though they could be like a not a very good person or a terrible person, but there's always a way in. And that's why I've hung out with people that have terrible reputations. But I have a way of hopefully not always successful, but I have a way of getting in there and just kind of like going, I'm going to address you as a human being and I'm going to ask you some questions and hopefully that'll open you up and maybe it might help, maybe loosen up something, have a little bit of self-realization. I don't know.
For sure.
I can't make anybody do anything, but.
Also I had, like Tyler, Creator's manager, was on here once and he knows the whole story of Tyler's buildup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, Tyler got a lot of hate early on. I don't know if you're aware of that, but he kind of used the hate as fuel
Yeah.
To like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but he likes likes to quote retweet people that are like, you'll never win a Grammy. He like loves nothing more than going back and being like, hi bitch, I got my Grammy. That type of thing.
Yeah.
What are your and me, I think I'm a very like loving, kind of kinder person where I'm like, I don't want to feed on hate. Like that seems like a horrible fuel source for me. And I'd rather just kind of keep it positive.
Yeah.
But where are you in that? Like, do you just ignore the hate and just kind of keep it moving? And what are your thoughts?
No, I love it. I usually respond. I usually respond to like, because like even like yesterday's show in the news monologue section that James does from the desk, he was talking about this bar owner in Australia that will not play Mariah Carey's Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, and my guitar player was like, yes, and we were like, yeah, because
we're
over it. Like that song is like played 6 gazillion times, and it was great. It's a great song.
Yeah,
and I'm happy for Mariah. It's her 401k. I heard some comedian say
she will never have to give up a car or a house.
No,
Thank you to that song.
To that song. That song is like, congratulations, you hit the jackpot. It's a great song, but when you hear it all the fucking time, it's like I understand why he doesn't want to hear it. So we were just like, yeah. And we're all like Gen Xers, so we're like into like being like a little bit asshole-ish in that way.
Yeah.
But and then someone wrote like they just said some shit like said like we were like called us pigs and like said like you low level hogs or whatever, and the ancient clown behind me and all this stuff. And then I just kind of responded, you tell them, oink oink. There are more constructive ways for you to express and transmute your inner turmoil. ? I understand projecting negativity intended to inflict harm on others seems like a fast solution to self-satisfaction, but it's ineffective and hollow at best. That's how I responded.
Damn, that's mic drop worthy. That's amazing, Reggie.
But I love responding that way because like it gives them an opportunity to go like, oh fuck, maybe what I said.
It almost feels like what you said a minute ago about the way in to like quote unquote maybe people with horrible personalities or whatever, and like you'll find that one common denominator as an entry point.
Totally. 100%.
Got it.
Yeah, I get off on it, and sometimes I get a little bit over adrenalized, with it, because I'm just like trying to like answer everyone, because I don't like people getting away with these like casual like, well, you're a piece of shit or you fuck, and then I'm always like, I'll either do like a hyper negative, so I'll like take that and I'll go even further and I'll be like, I am a piece of shit. I don't really have any value at all. And
you'll roll
I really
with that.
Suck.
Okay.
And it's like, you're completely right. And I'm sorry. I'm preemptive. Like I out negative them, so they have nowhere to go. People like that cannot win against creativity and compassion. There's no way they can win. Like if I got into an argument, so I've been trying to pick fights with Elon Musk online because I just think he's a fucking dick, and he needs help. But I've been trying to pick arguments, with him. I don't think he's ever going to respond. But I look forward to having discussions like that.
What was
a
recent thing you said to Elon? Do you mind sharing with us?
I think he did that pronoun. Remember that pronouns thing? He's like, my pronouns are prosecute. Fauci.
Yes. What'd you say to that?
I said that incorrect. Those are not pronouns. But you'll figure yourself out someday.